Hello boys and girls, welcome to Mrs. Bandu's Math Movies. This is lesson 2-7 for my fourth period class, Rational Numbers. Okay, so our objective is to compare and order rational numbers. Okay, first off we need to know what a rational number is. A rational number is defined as a number that can be written as a quotient of two integers where the divisor is not 0. Okay, now that's the fancy book term. A little simpler thought might be the following. You can write it as a fraction with integers for the numerator and the denominator, and the denominator is not 0. Okay, so that's kind of a rephrasing there for you if that helps. Okay, now let's also, off on the side here, let's list the kind of numbers that are rational numbers. Rational numbers include whole numbers, fractions, terminating decimals, repeating decimals, integers, and I think that pretty much takes in most of them that I can think of offhand. Okay, so whole numbers, fractions, terminating decimals, repeating decimals, and our integers. Okay. So here we go. Comparing rational numbers. This one is looking at plotting them on a number line, which is one way to do it. A second way to do it will be similar to what we did in an earlier section. Okay, so we want to compare negative 1/4 and negative 3/8. Okay, it's important to note that these are negative numbers. Okay, so what we can do is we have a number line here and we can plot them on the number line. So negative 1/4 is right here, and I'm going to plot that. And negative 3/8 is right there. Okay, since negative 3/8 is farther to the left on the number line, it is the lesser number. Okay, so negative 1/4 is going to be greater than negative 3/8. So just a reminder that numbers to the left of 0 on the number line, those that are farther to the left, are smaller. Another way of thinking about it is that the number that's farthest from 0, when it's negative, is the lesser number. Okay, so since negative 1/4 is closer to 0, negative 1/4 is greater than negative 3/8. Okie doke. All right, so method number 2. Okay, the first thing it tells you is to write negative 1/4 with negative 1 in the numerator. And I almost always do that naturally anyway, because I think sometimes when this negative sign is out here, people kind of ignore it. Up here, it's a little bit easier to spot. So to me, that's a natural step, but that's all they've done here. All right. And for 1/4 and 3/8, the LCD is 8, so I need to write an equivalent fraction. So, and I wish they had put this here. Whoops. Well, I filled it in. 4 times 2 is 8, so 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Okay, so then I look at my numerators. Okay, I have -2 compared to -3. -2 is closer to 0 than -3, so it's greater. So the fraction -2/8 is greater than -3/8, which then leads us to the conclusion that -1/4 is greater than -3/8. Okay, so just as we did a little bit earlier in the chapter, we're going to write these over common denominators, and then we only have to consider our numerators. Again, the catch in this particular question is that both of our numerators are negative. When they're both negative, I have to decide which one is closer to 0. The one closer to 0 is larger. The one farther from 0 is smaller. Okay? You have a quick check down here to have completed. I'm going to continue on and go through the notes. You can come back and do the quick check or pause and do it now, whichever is more convenient for you. Okay, number 2 is comparing decimals. We want to compare using less than, equal to, or greater than. Okay, so we have 8.7 and comparing that to 8.1. Since both numbers are positive, we'll simply compare the digits. So I start with the ones place, they're equivalent. 7/10 is greater than 1/10, so my whole entire number, 8.7, is greater than 8.1. Okay. All right, letter B, -8.7 and +8.1. This I don't really even have to do any real comparison because any negative number is less than any positive number. And finally, I come to one where, again, I'm involved with 2 negative values. Again, we can place them on the number line or you can reason through. Here is -8.1 and negative, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -8.7. So again, 0 is over here somewhere, okay, because it's -9, -8, and so on. -8.7 is farther from 0, so it is going to be less than -8.1. So again, I'm not only taking into account the values of the numbers, but I'm on the negative side, I'm trying to consider which one is farther and which one is closer to 0. Okay. Finally, example number 3, ordering rational numbers. And it's giving us -3/5, 0.625, 2/3, and -0.5. Listed in order from least to greatest. Okay. So what I would do is the following. I would compare the negative numbers first because those are all going to be less than any positive numbers. I'm going to turn -3/5 into a decimal by dividing -3, because again I'm going to tag my negative sign with the numerator, so -3 divided by 5 is -0.6. Okay. While I'm at it, I can convert 2/3 into a repeating decimal, which is 0.6 repeating. This is a very common decimal, so that one shouldn't trouble you too much, I hope. Okay, and then I want to compare my decimals. So I have -0.6 and -0.5. Okay, 0.6 has the greater absolute value, or is a little bit further away from 0 to the left than -0.5. So -0.6 or -0.6 is less than -0.5. So, and those again are going to be less than any positive values. Now the next one, and I'm going to write this on the side, I have 0.625 and I have the 0.6 repeating. What I want to do is carry this out enough places so that I see a comparison here. Okay, I made each one 3 digits long. 625 is less than 666, so 0.625 is going to be less than 0.6 repeating. Okay, so from least to greatest, the numbers are -3/5, -0.5, 0.625, and 2/3. So the correct answer choice is choice A. Okay. And again, remember in this, we want to answer with the original numbers in the problem. Converting to decimals help us answer the question, but we want to answer with those original numbers. Okay. You have a couple of more quick checks on this page, so you have 3 altogether. Complete those. Have them ready for discussion along with any other questions you might have next time we meet in class. I'll see you then. Bye now.